Welcome back to Screentop 101. I'm Jack Rosetree, and I'm going to talk about dice and counters now. In front of us, we've got two components that look identical. One is a die and one is a counter. The difference being that the die can be rolled with the F key to give me a random result of those available for the die. The counter, on the other hand, can be incremented. So if I hit F, it will count up. If I hit Shift F, it will count down. Now, we can customize these a little bit. So, if we go into components, we've already created our die and our counter using this plus and selecting them from the list. But in die, we can set the number of sides. So, let's say that we set the die to 10 sides. I can now roll it and get a 6, an 8, all the way up to 10. Now, additionally, I can customize this die by going to variant. And let's give it a background color matching the player, so we've got a reddish color. And then, going even further, we can customize the sides. And this is where things get a little interesting. Let's say we want a die that's going to roll up a letter. We can select this letters asset, and we can set the first letter to A and save it. And now the die is going to give us a random result between A and the other 9 first letters of the alphabet. So if I roll it, I get an H, a C, an I, and so on. I can go back to the die size, and I can change it to 26, and now I'm going to get a random letter across the entire alphabet. If I set it to the last die side, the 26, I get the Z. If I set it to the first die side, I get the A. Now let's say that we just want 6 letters across the middle of the alphabet. We can set this back to 6. And let's go back into variant. And we've got this asset index. And what that means is the asset from the grid that the first face of the die is going to look to. So if we set it to B, now instead of getting A, B, C, D, E, and F, we're going to get B, C, D, E, F, and G as our possibility space when we roll this. So if I set it to 6, we get a G. Similarly, we can do an increment on the counter that is going to be letters instead. So let's go back to the counter. We can change the size of the counter. So if I want to go up to 100 points, I can put 101 because you have to account for the 0. And I can set it to, let's say, 53. As I gain points, I might set it to 88 and so on. But let's go with the letter option. We're going to set it to 26 sides. We're going to go to variants. We're going to change the background for the other player and say blue. And then we're going to add this letters asset. And now we've got a counter that is going to count through the different letters of the alphabet. So we've got A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. All right. That's pretty much it. If we wanted the counter to start higher, we could bump it up to K, and now it starts at K. So if I set it to 0, that is the K, and I can go up. But because the counter is 26-sided, when we hit Z and would look for another asset, but there aren't any more on the image, it's just going to have blanks, and now it goes back to numbers because it has nothing else to look to. But that's basically it. You can do a lot with these. A very fun thing that you can do is actually put your rule book into your tabletop as a counter, with each page being a part of that counter. And then players can flip through the pages. You can do the same thing for reference cards. With dice, you can get random results and random sizes depending on how you fiddle with things. There's a lot that you can do here, but that's basically it. They're pretty simple components. Once you understand how to do tiles, you pretty much know how to do dice and counters just with those extra steps. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.